G'day and welcome to the RetroTinker. First up, apologies if my voice sounds a little weird, I'm currently getting over the flu. But you know what makes anything better? Generous gifts from friends. And that's what this video is about, expressing gratitude for some very generous gifts from a couple of great guys. A couple of weeks ago, I got a surprise parcel in the mail from my mate Ken of the YouTube channel Toy Kennections. Inside were these amazing Delta-17 figures. The following day, another package turned up from my mate Jonny Sorrenson, another great YouTuber and a genuinely funny guy. He sent me this awesome Neca Shredder figure, which we're going to open up and have a play with. But first, let's have a look at the Delta-17 figures. Now, if you don't know Ken, not only does he have a fantastic YouTube channel with lots of great toy history videos, but he's also one of the people that created Delta-17, which in my opinion is one of the coolest new toy lines out there. If you're unaware, Delta-17 is a modern 3 3/4 line of O-ring figures made by 5x5 Toys that fit in perfectly with vintage G.I. Joes. And I've been wanting to get my hands on some for quite some time. So Ken, thank you very much, mate. This was an amazing surprise. I've been waiting to make this video and open them up for a proper look. So without further ado, let's take a look. So Ken sent me two figures. This awesome dude is a Delta Squad infantry trooper, which is kind of an army builder, troopery guy. And this one is an Okami Elite Sentry, which was a JoeFest 2024 exclusive figure, and it's damn cool. The Okami figures are also army builders. They're basically a horde of robot ninjas that the Dark Shadows faction use to fight their battles. So first, let's take a good look at the infantry trooper. This here is his card back. It's so cool. Gotta love that Delta-17 sigil there. On the back, we get a look at the other Delta-17 members, plus the two other factions. The Dark Shadows, a mysterious clan of techno ninjas led by Shadow Dragon, and Retrograd, a band of Russian mercenaries that have been hired by the Dark Shadows, led by the ruthless Death Sparrow. Let's take a look at the file card here on Delta Squad Infantry Troopers. Delta Squad Infantry Troopers are selected from Tier 1 and Tier 2 Special Operations units from all branches of the military. Some members are brought in from International Specials Operation units to assist Delta-17 on select missions. Delta Squad is a standby unit consisting of 100 active members. Hundreds more have been fully trained but reside with their regular units until needed. Positioned across the globe in small units, Delta Squad is able to mobilize on short notice and assist Delta-17 when required. Members are cross-trained in the following: advanced combat training, escape evasion, survival skills, and anti-terrorist maneuvers while maintaining a high level of physical fitness. That was a bit tough on the old flu throat. Toy features: detachable gas mask that stows in the pack, G36 rifle, Law rocket launcher, and 3 missiles for the launcher. K-bar knife stows on the backpack. Delta Squad toy figures are available in either A or B versions. A is lighter skinned, B is darker. That's really cool. So yeah, they may be army builders, but they're still not to be trifled with. Very badass. Alright, let's have a closer look at the figure itself. Alright, this guy is so damn cool. I really like this helmet design with the visor and everything. And he's just got so much detail with all of his pouches and pockets, and you know, he's got his gun holster there and another pouch there, and just even on the back, the detail on his body armor, it's just awesome. So as we read on the back, he comes with a whole lot of accessories. He's got his backpack here, which looks great, and all of the accessories can be stored on the figure, which is just fantastic. You don't have to worry about trying to keep track of everything in baggies or whatever. Everything is on the figure. Yeah, it's awesome. So he's got his knife here, which slots into the backpack. Yeah, he's got a rocket launcher and 3 rockets. You can actually feed the rockets into the end of the rocket launcher. That's so cool. That can be stored on the side of his backpack here. A little awkward doing that around the camera, but it works. His other 2 missiles go on the back of his backpack here. And here's his combat rifle. Yeah, that's super cool. Oh, and because Delta-17 figures have wrist articulation, it makes them extra posable, which I thought was just a really nice touch with the figures. And he has this, this is the removable gas mask. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky to get on around the camera, but yeah, that is so sick. I love that. And they also come with a stand too, which is just so handy. And it's got the Delta-17 logo on it. It looks so cool. Yeah, I dig it. Alright, let's take a look at Okami. Look at this thing. Like, even the clamshell is embossed with the Delta-17 logo. That's just awesome. I've been waiting so long to get him out of the packet. Look at that. How good does that look? Now, I don't have a card back for him, but I looked up the file card on Delta-17's website. Okami, enemy robot ninjas. The Okami, Japanese for wolf or wolves, are a seemingly limitless army of robot ninja warriors built in Shadow Dragon's secret hidden factory/base. The Okami robots are unlike anything seen so far. They are extremely fast, light, agile, and have no fear of personal injury. They can leap up to 10 feet in the air, throw knives from their chest bandolier with precision, and engage multiple enemies with ease. The antenna on their heads is where they receive commands from Shadow Dragon or another unit leader. The Okami are equipped with both night vision and thermal optics. Yeah, they sound so badass. Toy features. Both hands on the Okami can be removed and replaced with smaller hand swords or a submachine gun. Equipped with a 2-part backpack that can stow all gear, including swappable hands. Backpack can be used in the light attack mode, stowing only the 2 long swords and gun, or it can be used in full carry mode, where both backpack parts are attached and loaded up with all the accessories. Yeah, that sounds awesome! Yeah, dude is so cool. The look of this red figure is amazing. The standard units are grey and look awesome in their own right, but this guy is just so damn cool. So that's the backpack with all the weapons stored in it. It's really cool because his hands are removable. The gun slots on, or you can remove both hands. And attach these 2 blades. Oh man, that's cool. And of course, if you want him to keep both of his hands on, oops, wrong way around. He can hold both of his big swords, and he can hold the gun normally as well, so there is so much play value in this. And this is the backpack that comes into 2 parts as well, like I mentioned on the back of the card. And it looks like no matter what configuration you want him in, you can store all the accessories on him. How cool is that? Oops. I mustn't have pushed that one on properly, but still, super cool. This thing is fantastic. And just look at the details, just the silver paint just on his little throwing knives and on his legs there. It's honestly, it's one of the coolest things in my entire collection. These guys are awesome. The folks at 5x5 really nailed the balance between being really detailed and yet maintaining that same charm that vintage G.I. Joe figures have. These guys could go in any O-ring G.I. Joe collection and not look out of place, and I mean that in the most complimentary way. If you're interested in checking out Delta-17, you can find a link to their website in the video description. You can even read the first issue of the comic on there for free. I do recommend it. Ken, thank you so much for giving me my first Delta-17 figures. I guarantee they won't be the last to join my collection. Alright, let's take a look at Ultimate Shredder, the figure sent to me by Jonny. I'm sure a lot of you watching this already know Jonny Sorrenson from his YouTube channel, or maybe just from the chat section in live streams. The dude is everywhere, cracking jokes and talking toys, movies, wrestling, and all kinds of pop culture stuff. He has a regular podcast on his channel with his mates called The Boba Joe Show. They've clocked over 100 episodes so far, so check him out. There's something there for everyone. This box looks so cool. We're gonna open it up, but first let's have a look. So this Shredder is based on the second live-action Ninja Turtles movie, The Secret of the Ooze. On the back we've got pictures of the figure with his different accessories. Yeah, he looks great. It's got a flap on the front, so you can see the figure inside. That's awesome. Anyway, let's open him up. Damn, that's cool. Now, Jonny recommended the first thing we should do is heat him up in some hot water to soften the joints and avoid any bits snapping. And since I've never played with a NECA figure before, I think it would be wise to heed Jonny's advice. So let's give Shredder a nice warm bath, shall we? I think we're gonna need a bigger tub. Okay, Mr. Shredder, just take a deep breath and we've got some nice, refreshing, scalding hot water for you. Wait, what? Alright, he's all warmed up and dried off. Now he's limber and loosey-goosey. Yeah, I'm fairly confident I'm not going to break him. He can, look, he can power slide. All he needs is a guitar. Oh, how frickin' sweet is this cape? It's so cool. As you can see, he comes with a whole bunch of accessories. He's got his samurai sword, he's got a big spear, he's got a pretty flower, a big canister of ooze, and a small vial of ooze, and he's got a sheath for his sword, as well as several other hands. Yeah, this is a pretty sweet version of Shredder. I really like how many movie props they gave him, and I imagine he'd look pretty sweet if you had a bunch of the other NECA movie turtles for him to go with. I had to put him on a stand, and he's been quite tricky to actually get to stay standing up because his joints need to cool down a bit. He's a bit too loosey-goosey for his own good at the moment. I'm sure that'll change itself shortly. Oh, the other cool thing is that his mask comes off, and you can see his face is all scarred up from the first movie where he falls into the garbage truck. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, this is it's an incredibly detailed figure. I mean, you've got all the fabric texture here. You can see the veins and stuff in his hands. Yeah, they did put a lot of effort into making these things. The Vambrace armor does come off, as I assume the shin pads would as well. If you take the foot off, it can be a little annoying when I was trying to change his hand and get this thing get his spear into his hand. It kept falling off at the most inopportune times. But at the end of the day, that's a small issue. The grip in the hands is really tight. Probably should have had a little mug of hot water next to me so that I could soften up the fingers. Yeah, to help get things in and out of his hands. I was quite worried at one point that I was going to break the sword, but I didn't. So yeah, all in all, this is one cool figure. Thank you very much, Jonny. I really do appreciate it, mate. As I said earlier, I've never played with a NECA figure before, so yeah, this was really interesting for me. Thanks, mate. And there we have it. Once again, Ken and Jonny, thank you both so much. This really made my week. These are all really cool figures, and I'm so glad that I get to have them in my collection. For anyone else watching, if you haven't already found Ken or Jonny on YouTube, do check them out. Links to their channels will be in the description, and I'll throw in a link to the Delta-17 site as well. If you haven't checked that out, you really should. It's really great stuff. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like, leave a comment, give the old algorithm a tickle. I'd really do appreciate it. And of course, a big thank you to my Patreon supporters. You're all absolute legends. I'm going to go rest my voice now. So thank you for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one. Hey guys, say turtle soup! Turtle soup!
Uh-oh.